Hello creation, I hope you're well. Um, I've just stumbled across this that I wrote. No idea when I wrote it. I've just titled it Blessings. Um, it's not that long. May the blessings that you look upon be all that they could be. May the driest of the desert sand be watered by the sea. May the mountains set to truest might be humbled as we speak. May the mighty roar of terror be silenced by the meek. May the barren land be bountiful and feed the multitude. May the darkest of the lowest vibes be washed away for good. May the earth that lays beneath our feet be mended by the light. May every breath be filled with love to put those wrongs to right. May all of those with pain of heart find comfort by the hour, and drink the nectar of the gods to replace the drink so soured. May at last a smile be brought upon the saddest faces, one that spreads across the land to remove unhappy traces. I think we've just got to be grateful, haven't we? You know, for our circumstances. If we're in good circumstances. If we're not in good circumstances, then we need to have a look at that, don't we? We need to have a look at why. I know it can't be helped if you're in these war-torn countries, you know, but sometimes we can find ourselves living a life that's just unhappy, and we need to get to the root cause of that. You know, initially, if it's bad, you need to get yourself out of those circumstances and those situations, if you possibly can. You know, if it's abuse, you know, you don't need to be there. If you can get out, you know, just get out of there. But we obviously, it's all energy, and the clearer our energy is, I know I bat on about it, but the clearer our energy is, the more positive we're going to witness in life. So, blessings that I've called that, we need to find the blessings in life. We need to try to open up to receiving beautiful, benevolent blessings. We need to clear. It all comes down to us own inner work and how we feel. It's no one said that life was gonna be easy or a breeze, you know. And everybody's got their own sort of stuff to work through. No matter how you gauge it, you know, what some may seem as, you know, a mountainous obstacle to overcome, others may not see it as that. But then it all depends on how you perceive it and your state of mind, where you're at that moment. Because if you're of a low vibration and you know, even the slightest task, if you're going through a depression, or you know, if you're struggling mentally, the slightest task can be mountainous for you. It can be absolutely mammoth. It can be mammoth. So we have to give ourselves the love that we deserve. We have to be gentle with ourselves sometimes, you know, because we can be guilty of beating ourselves up when all along we have the power within ourselves to flip that energy, to transmute it and turn it into positive. Always, always, always try and find a positive, even if it's in a negative situation. And I know that can be downright impossible. But no one's in control of you. And it's up to you as to what thoughts or how you utilise your mind. It's up to you. And if you can disassociate, step out of, and look from a higher perspective, then if you can do that, then you give yourself that little bit of respite. If you look at it as though it's as if it's happening to a third party, so you disassociate from that and look at it, that'll give you a little bit of time just to come back to you, just to weigh up the situation. Don't forget to sit in silence if you can, because in those moments of silence, that's when we get as guidance from us higher selves. That's when we get those, the correct urgings for us to, which we can then, that prompt us to take action one way or another, and that can lead us out of particular situations, and please don't ever think that you're alone in your journey. I know I've felt abandoned many times in my life. I felt that the great divines abandoned me, before in my life. But I know this was never so. I was given the space that I needed at that time to work through what I needed to work through. It's up to us to do the work. Nobody's going to do it for us. It's up to us to make the changes within ourselves, because nobody's going to do it for us. People will come along and they will test you, but it's ultimately up to you to do your inner work so that you can disassociate, so that you can look at that situation or those situations from a higher perspective, so that you can then make those decisions which are going to help you on your spiritual progression. They're going to help you progress, Anyway, I know it's all deep stuff, this, but we're complex beings. We can be very complex beings, and I think it would benefit each one of us to look at ourselves. Well, it definitely would, on a deeper level. To listen to those inner urgings, to your intuition. That's a must. It's a must. There were one time. Oh, and that's what I was saying, that we're not alone. And even when you're put in the gravest of situations, I do believe that my life was in danger at one particular instance, and like that, an earth angel who I knew just literally, I don't mean appeared at the side of me, but literally would just came into my sight, and I was like, I need a lift. Yeah, no problem. Go on, mate. That was God sent. That was heaven sent. He was heaven sent, and got me out of a situation that could have cost me my life, actually. Anyway, that's all old stuff from the past. But we need to listen to our inner guidance. That is paramount. Alright. Blessings to you all. See ya.